Even if you debate the fact that you reach more people on YouTube, because some people will try to have that debate. I just think the business lives in audio, though.
I think the business lives in audio, and I still think you reach more people audio-wise. But by the way,
what about with podcasting? You think with podcasting?
With podcasting, absolutely, man. You look at Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan was doing 10 million downloads a month. No, I'm lying.
11 a week.
Before he went to Spotify, Joe Rogan was doing 100 million downloads a month.
Yes.
Of people listening to his podcast. Now there would be those times where you definitely would go to Elon Musk and that.
Jones,
absolutely,
like that.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But I know for a fact I've listened and still do listen to more Joe Rogan than I've actually watched YouTube videos.
Right.
I don't know what if the same is for Breakfast Club. I would only assume that though, because when it comes to Breakfast Club, we do 8 million monthly listeners. We do 15 to 20 million downloads a month on the podcast.
Right.
I can only assume people are listening to us more. And don't get me wrong, we on BET in the morning and we're still on YouTube and social media. So I'm fully aware people are watching as well. But I don't think it's anything like being in people's ears, man.
I also think you can literally handle that like different customers. I think you can handle the video watcher a certain way and the audio guy a certain way. I think what's happening is people are getting lazy and trying to handle both of them the same way.
I don't think that they know there's a difference. You know what I mean? I think that these brothers and these sisters are really starting these podcasts on YouTube because they think that's where they're supposed to be starting a podcast.
Exactly.
Because
some of them don't even got audio.
Some of them don't got audio. Maybe because we haven't done a good enough job. Like Drink Champs isn't a massive podcast just because of the video.
Exactly.
It's a massive podcast because of the audio.
Yes.
You know
when he was, and we can speak about that, when he was over on Button and speaking about whatever deal he got, that was an audio deal he was talking about.
That was an audio deal.
That wasn't a video deal. And so, again, podcasters have to pay attention to what's happening.
It was an audio deal with Black Effect. I think he had a video deal with Revolt, maybe. I think.
But when he was speaking, he said, I got 10 million or something. I don't know if those numbers are correct, but I know he said, I got a certain number, and that was just for my audio. And
yeah. That's what we pay. We would pay just for audio.
That's what I'm saying.
And it's the same thing with anybody. Like, you know, I don't care if it's a Joe Rogan, an 85 South show, or whoever. It's two different businesses. Like your audio is one business, and those Fortune 500 companies, they're gonna spend more money advertising on those platforms with big audio numbers than they are, going to spend on video. Now, maybe one day it might change, or it might just be equal. People might spend just as much on video as they do audio, or you might be able to combine them and do bundles together. Some companies are doing that now, but it's not the Fortune 500 companies. Like it's the
little ones.
Yeah, you can go. I'm not gonna knock nobody, but you can go.
I was just gonna say
you can go look on the brands that these people are advertising, and you can tell who's getting the big Fortune 500 joints as opposed to
yes. And that's so important to identify.
The herbal teas.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like,
that's so important to identify, because what does your podcast warrant? Do you think more money is spent on ads for podcasts in the video space or ads for podcasts in the audio space?
Audio. That's a fact.
So again, this is something else they need to know. Because who is really getting ads for video? Like, you can warrant an ad for audio podcast way before you can get an ad for video podcast in regards to numbers.
Oh, I'm gonna see. What's that link I sent you the other day? Okay, this was an article that Variety put. Podcast U.S. ad revenue projected to hit $2.3 billion in 2023, up 25%.
And then that's with YouTube going down. And
that's
also,
with YouTube going. This is these numbers I'm talking about are audio numbers.
That's what I'm saying.
This is how much they're spending on audio.
So they pay attention. And again, that's with YouTube going down. And also, YouTube just did another trick. Again, always watch industry. When YouTube does something like this, it means something's coming. So what YouTube just done is lowered the standards for monetization. So now they even make it easier for you to make money, because what they're going to end up doing is lowering how much you're being paid. So I think YouTube in the next 8 months, year, is going to see another dip in what they're being paid. They've already seen drastic dips in, like, making $150,000 a month. Now you make $80,000 a month. Now it's down to $50K a month. Stays about right there for 6 months. Now you at $28K. Goes back up to $32K. You can't scale a business that way.
What's this line? Hold on. This is another article, because this was me and me and Loon be doing. We be sharing information. We be sharing articles. I'm gonna read this other article I sent you because I don't want to misquote nothing.
Yes, sir.
Hold on. All right. This was a Time magazine article that talked about how a lot of YouTube creators are walking away. All right. That comes from a split of advertising revenue earned by creators' videos as well as other options such as direct gifting and paid subscriptions. YouTube takes about 30% of any income from its creators. For the vast majority of creators, their cut doesn't add up to much. If they're hoping to make a living at it, a major 2016 academic study suggests 96.5% of YouTubers don't make enough money from ad revenue alone to break the U.S. poverty line. In 2008, just 2.8% of YouTube channels in the sample linked to an external fundraising platform. So what they're basically saying is people are using their YouTube channels to fundraise,
GoFundMe and all that.
To fundraise.
Crowdfund and all of that.
What was the other thing? The fundraise doing other things like direct gifting, like giving people things.
Giveaways.
Yes. and paid subscriptions. You know what I mean? So you're not making just money off ad revenue alone. Did you hear what I said? Yo, 96.5% of YouTubers don't make enough money from ad revenue alone to break the U.S. poverty line.
And think about that. And what for me to go to one of these companies and get an ad for my podcast for video, the numbers have to damn near be astonishing. They're not because they don't understand value. They don't understand really what they're looking at. So they're just looking at 100,000, 200,000 views. Okay, we'll give you a little something to speak on it. But audio, you can not only warrant a check for an ad for less. Mm-hmm. You will also, that ad also converts better because the listener has a different relationship than the viewer, in my opinion. Again, the viewer to me is not the customer.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? That's and that's how I feel about it. Now, I also say this with YouTube. I think half of it is people are addicted to clout chasing, and I don't think clout chasing is just catered to one level. Like, you got to be broke to clout chase. I think you can be rich in clout chase. I think 100%. You can be successful in clout chase. You cannot understand the business and not even knowing you clout chase.
I was looking for the actual number of how much more an audio ad is worth than a video ad. I'll find it soon. Yeah. I want to stay in the conversation.
Yeah, but and so it's like when I look at the clout chase, I'm saying, damn it feels like that we're more attracted to video because we rather be seen and heard.
It's a drug. Like, to sit here and act like fame is not a drug. It absolutely is. And it don't matter if you got 100,000 people listening or 1,000 or 100.
Right.
That 100 people can gas you the fuck up. That 100 people will be in your social media comments telling you that you the shit.
You the biggest thing in the world.
Those 100 comments will go on your YouTube and tell you how much they love you and how much better you are than this person and that person.
And you can't get 9 people at the Roost picnic.
Man, Act is good at what he does, Lou. I mean, we gonna always probably agree to disagree on that, but the brother's entertaining, man.
It means nothing to me. It's crackheads on the corner entertaining.
Yo, thank you for watching another episode of This Up There podcast. Click somewhere. Oh, right here. Click right here. One of these videos. Or subscribe. Over my head. Subscribe. Vibrations high. Thank you. Love.